Hey, what is up, everybody? My name is Payne Patchett, and welcome back to another simulation broadcast on MLB The Show 21. Just like the last one, there is not going to be an intro because there wasn't one. Excuse me. So this is going to go straight into the top of the first inning. Just want to mention that just to get that out of the way. And a matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres at Petco Park.
And now in the box,
and we go to the top of the first inning. Starting on the mound for the Padres is Yu Darvish, 7-9, an ERA just over 4. He'll face off against Manny Pena, the third baseman. In a lineup that is surely different in a couple of ways from what it is now. First pitch is outside the zone.
They've been on one heck of a run.
For a 1-0 count.
Hey, D-Roll, we've got a couple of teams playing some good baseball right now. Unfortunately, a winning streak
for example, Manny Pena currently on the 10-day IL is a 181 average.
I'm excited to call this one with you two guys, definitely.
In 62 games in the year, as Darvish is now on a 2-0 count against Manny. The first three hitters for the 84 and 54. Milwaukee Brewers is Pena, the right fielder Avisail Garcia, and the shortstop Travis Shaw. The 2-0 pitch under the zone, outside, ball 3. Not a good start for Darvish.
Yeah, a little wild here.
25 starts on the year, 140 innings pitched, and 167 strikeouts. But unfortunately has a losing record of 7-9, as now he's behind the count at 3-0 on the first batter of the game. The 3-0 pitch is a strike down the middle. They make it 3-1. Rest of the lineup for the Brewers: Jackie Bradley Jr. at center field, Keston Hiura at second baseman. I don't know why it was hard for me to say that, as Darvish now makes the count full against Pena. At first base is Daniel Vogelbach, the hero from yesterday. The left fielder Billy McKinney, who's now with the Dodgers, as Pena hits a fly ball in the left field. Running for it is Tommy Pham. Pham is at the warning track and is going to make the catch for out number 1. And it'll bring up Avisail Garcia, the right fielder. Billy McKinney, who's batting 7th, he's currently with the LA Dodgers, already has a history against the Padres.
Base is empty, and that'll bring up
with the go-ahead RBI base hit in the 16th inning.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on them.
Okay, wow, we're going to do that now? Okay. Darvish in the first pitch to Garcia. I'm not going to look forward to seeing like that 10 times throughout this 40-minute video.
It looks like a strike that
the first pitch goes inside for a ball. So Garcia, the 30-year-old with a 267 average, 24 home runs, and 120 games. As the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Batting 8th is the catcher Omar Narvaez, and batting 9th is the pitcher Brandon Woodruff, who is actually pitching today in real time against the Phillies, as Darvish now on a 2-1 count against Garcia. Darvish getting the sign from the catcher Victor Caratini, and the pitch is swung on right near the line in right field. Running for it is Will Myers. Myers is at the wall and cannot make the play. The count is even at 2-2. Darvish, the windup and the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss right down the middle. And Yu Darvish gets his first strikeout of the day, out number 2 in the first.
Now with the plate
as you now go to Travis Shaw, the shortstop. Hasn't played that much for the Brewers, a 191 average through 56 games currently. The first pitch is up and in, but in the zone enough for a strike. Defensively for the San Diego Padres, on the mound is Yu Darvish, behind the plate Victor Caratini, and the infield at third base is Manny Machado. Shortstop is Fernando Tatis Jr. Second baseman is Jake Cronenworth. And the 0-1
Put that
pitch
in a memory bank. First time he breaks out a curveball right there, and it's a pretty
strike
good
2
one.
called. And batting first is Eric Hosmer. Or playing first is Eric Hosmer. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Yu Darvish gets out of the top of the first after a couple of struggling starts to a couple of those at-bats. He's able to throw a 1-2-3 inning and keep the game scoreless. Milwaukee nothing, San Diego coming up.
And stepping in,
and we are now back at the top, bottom of the first inning. The 73-64 San Diego Padres, 12 games back of the Giants, in the National League West Division, a half a game ahead. I believe they're half a game ahead of Cincinnati for the second wild card spot. It's either that or the other way around. They have really fallen off since their poor performance in the month of August, which brought them to where they are. First pitch, Machado swings at it foul on a pitch up in the zone. As currently, the Padres are currently holding the second wild card spot, half a game ahead of the Cincinnati Reds. The 0-1 pitch. This one's a slide shot. That one going into left field. Back forward is McKinney, who makes the catch. As he catches a slap shot from Machado, and he'll get him for out number 1. Now here is the man himself, Fernando Tatis Jr., a front runner for the MVP in the National League.
First offering on its way.
And at the beginning of what is expected to be an amazing run.
And guys, we take a look at the Brewers entering play here tonight. They
for the Padres, the first pitch is a strike for an 0-1. Brandon Woodruff currently pitching today against the Phillies. He isn't doing so well, but here, let's see if he can do something different. 9-7 with an ERA of 2.35 entry today is on an 0-1 pitch. Tatis fouls it out. Running for is Pena right near the dugout, and it makes the catch. No, it's Travis Shaw.
Bases are empty here with 2 away. And up next, it'll be the outfielder
Travis Shaw running all the way from the infield to make the play for the second out. And here is Tommy Pham. First pitch is an inside fastball, swing and a miss. And 157 and a third innings. He's allowed 108 hits, 41 earned runs, and Woodruff now has an 0-2 count against Tommy Pham. And here is the very exceptional fact right there: 40 walks and 185 strikeouts. And speaking of strikeouts, Brandon Woodruff getting his first against Tommy Pham, and he throws a 1-2-3 inning of his own. After one full inning here at Petco Park, you still have a pair of goose eggs as Milwaukee walks back up to the plate.
New inning set to get underway.
And we are now back in the top of the second inning. No score. Jackie Bradley Jr. against Yu Darvish to get something going here. Both teams have not been able to do so in the first. Darvish, the windup man. The first pitch is a fly ball. That one going in the right center field. Running for it is Trent Grisham, who is under it, waiting for it. Moves a couple of steps to his left, and he makes the catch. Now here's the second baseman, Keston Hiura.
Keston Hiura.
Now
one of a few guys on the 40-man on the
looking to get it going.
40-man roster. 24 years old. Also hasn't played that much as well. Only 59 games and a batting average of 166. As he's been treating this mainly more as a recovery season, a development season for next year. And the 1-0 pitch to Hiura. That one slapped right near the line in left field. Running forward is Tommy Pham. Pham's going to make the catch. And we got out number 2 in the second inning. And now here's the hero from yesterday's game.
Daniel Vogelback.
Daniel Vogelback, the former Seattle Mariner, hit a walk-off grand slam
to deliver. Here comes the first pitch
against the St. Louis Cardinals. And he hits a fly ball. That will go into left field, and just like that, Tommy Pham makes another catch, and Yu Darvish has thrown another 1-2-3 inning. That went a little quick in 4 pitches. And we now go to the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Woodruff back on the mound. Padres trying to start something of their own with the center fielder Trent Grisham. First pitch is outside and down 1-0. It'll be Grisham, Hosmer, and Caratini.
Find him with a low walk total and the ball in play a lot.
Matty, he's what they call today one of those pitch-to-contact kind of guys. He has good stuff.
And the 1-0 from Woodruff, that one's a fly ball, foul, very well hit, but just in foul territory. Count is even at 1-1. Grisham, a 253 average in 108 games, has been pretty solid over at center field. And the count now at 1-2 as Grisham swings on that pitch. Woodruff getting the sign from Omar Narvaez, the windup and the 1-2 up and out for a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
But this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do.
And the 2-2 pitch, that one a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Woodruff gets Grisham swinging.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what
I'll turn it down a little bit.
that guy off the
As Woodruff gets Grisham swinging for the first out of the second. Here's the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. 12 pitches in an inning and a third. Looks like the makings of a very solid pitcher's duel so far. Let's see if either team will capitalize on the mistakes that both these pitchers would make eventually in these performances. As Woodruff throws a pitch inside, makes the count 2-0. Woodruff getting the sign from Narvaez. No score so far. The 2-0 pitch is a fly ball into right center field. Running for it is Jackie Bradley Jr. running for it. He makes a running catch about a few steps in front of the warning track, and he makes the grab. So the National League West Division has been very, very eventful, especially recently with the series between the Giants and the Dodgers, two teams that are fighting for first place in the division.
First pitch on the way.
And the first pitch to Caratini is under the zone 1-0. The Giants with a record of 87-50. The Dodgers have been on an amazing run in the past month and are now within one game of the Giants at 86-51. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike two. Thought that first pitch was a ball for a second. The San Diego Padres, 12 games back with the Giants, but there's no shot at them getting the division. They're currently trying to get a wild card spot as Woodruff gets Caratini the strikeout swinging as he throws a 1-2-3 inning again of his own. No score after two.
That'll bring up Billy McKinney. He's the number 7 hitter.
And we are now back in the top of the third inning. Billy McKinney walking up to the plate. I mentioned earlier that he's currently with the LA Dodgers and already has a reason for Padres fans to hate him. He only played 19 games for the Brewers.
Now the pitch. First pitch cutter that's by him for strike one.
And my mistake, he's played 40 games for the Brewers, and now he plays 34 for the Dodgers. It was back not too long ago with that 16-inning game that the Padres and Dodgers were pitted against each other. It went on until about probably 12:30 in the morning, maybe later. But Billy McKinney hit a go-ahead RBI base hit that gave the Dodgers the lead, and they would win against the Padres. It really just, if anything, that just talks about the Padres in the month of August in a nutshell. As Darvish throws outside, makes the count now 1-2. As I got a very interesting stat here regarding both teams in the month of August. The 1-2 pitches of fouled away. Count stays the same. So both teams, two different sides of the spectrum when it comes to their performances in the month. As Darvish evens the count 2-2. The Brewers were 19-8 in August, while the Padres were 11-13. The 2-2 pitch, that is way inside, but McKinney tries to swing at it and will not get the chance. That was a breaking ball way inside. And it'll get McKinney for out number one as we go to the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
And unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
We'll try to start something for the Brewers here in the top of the third. Currently no score from Petco Park. Darvish getting the sign from Victor. The windup and the first pitch is outside ball one. So both teams at different sides of the spectrum in the month of August. Milwaukee winning 19 games. San Diego has a losing record, winning 11 games, or 11-13. But both teams have a very similar stat that I just thought was too uncanny not to mention. During the month of August, the Brewers had 3 separate 4-game winning streaks in that month, while the Padres had 3 separate 4-game losing streaks. It is just so out there and just really speaks about both their teams' performances going into the month of September and going towards the end of the year. As the count now is 2-2, Yu Darvish against Narvaez. The Padres currently fighting for a playoff spot. There is no question that there is a shot the Brewers might get a division title as Narvaez slaps one over the glove of Machado in the left field. And then the 8-hitter Omar Narvaez gets a 1-out single.
Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed
To
his
get
play.
something going for Milwaukee in the third. Here is the pitcher, Brandon Woodruff.
Looks like a knock's a knock.
Darvish, wind-up and the first pitch is a strike down the middle.
Take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first
So
strike.
Yu Darvish's chances of throwing a no-hitter are now out the window,
Navarez stands at first with
as
one
there's
out.
now a runner at first base. With 1 out in the third, the wind-up and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Woodruff.
0-2.
25 games, a 0.87 average, 4 hits and 46 at-bats. That ball getting away from Caratini.
Job there as the count goes to 1-2.
As the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes, the ball got away from Victor for a bit, throws to first for good measure, to which Narvaez would stay. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Darvish strikes out his pitching counterpart, Brandon Woodruff. If that doesn't say we need a designated hitter, I don't know what does, as Darvish gets the second out in the third inning, as we now go to the top of the order for Manny Pena. Flew out to the left fielder, Tommy Pham, in the first. Milwaukee with their first base hit in this inning. Padres so far have not had a base hit. First pitch is a strike called.
To him is in there for a called strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
And Darvish getting the sign from Victor. The count now at 0-1. The windup and the pitch that is inside. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Before the broadcast started, I was looking through
No score to this point.
the highlights, or looking through the updates regarding any games that are going on at the moment. And the 1-1 pitch is a foul ball. That one falling right near the padding past the first base side. Count now at a ball and 2 strikes. And looking through the box score for the Brewers games, not doing too well. The 1-2 pitch, this one's a blooper, stays in the infield, fielded by Cronenworth, who throws to first and ends the inning. The Brewers get their first hit of the game, but no runs on the board so far as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And we are now back in the bottom of the third inning. The Brewers, all they could get was their first base hit of the day, but they couldn't get the first runs on the board. The count stays scoreless. Brandon Woodruff on the mound against the number 7 hitter, the right fielder Will Myers. As Woodruff, in real life, is currently getting shelled by the Philadelphia Phillies. First pitch by Woodruff is a swing and a miss on a slider down and out. 0-1. As Woodruff is still in the game, but he's thrown 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, no walks, but he struck out 5.
That's a real nice location with that
And the
fastball
Phillies got a
up and in on the
few
hands.
home runs off him from Bryce Harper, Freddie Galvis, and Brad Miller, which is a huge contributor to the 4-0 lead the Phils have against the Brewers. And the 0-2 pitch, inside 1-2. It'll be Myers, Cronenworth, and Darvish. And these 7, 8, 9 hitters. And the 1-2, that one's a one-hopper. Back to the mound. The pitcher, Woodruff, tossing it to Vogelbach for the first out of the inning. Here's the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth, who also had some late inning heroics of his own, as he had a walk-off home run recently as well. The first pitch outside 1-0.
Fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2.
And the pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Looking for that
Now the 2-0
Padres game where
is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Boy, what a time
he had
to
that
pull the
walk-off
string
hit.
on
Jake
this ball.
Cronenworth
There's no
hitting a
way
walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th against the
If
Houston
you locate
Astros
it, that's pretty much
a
on
couple of days ago.
Padres still with the big goose egg in the hit column thus far.
Or my mistake, it's actually yesterday.
Count, 2 balls.
I was thinking of another game, and the Padres won 4-3. Mark Melancon getting the 4th win of the year, and was definitely a huge, huge moment for the Padres if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Definitely something for
Well, you don't see it all that often, but
the
this
second
might be a
baseman. The
good
count now
one for
full for Woodruff against Jake Cronenworth, who pitches one outside, and Brandon Woodruff allows his first base runner of the game on a full count 1-out walk in the third. And we now go to the pitcher, Yu Darvish, who hasn't had much time at the plate as well this year. 24 games and a batting average of .093. Also has 4 hits, but not as many at-bats as Woodruff. Woodruff has just had more chances at the plate as Darvish bunts for it. This one is caught by Vogelbach, who makes the grab before it hits the ground. Cronenworth stays at first as a failed attempt at a sacrifice bunt. They'll get him for the second out of the third inning as we now go to the third baseman, Manny Machado. Back to the top of the order, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. And the first pitch to Manny is inside, 1-0. So the National League West, with the exception of the bottom 2 teams, is actually kind of pretty close in terms of playoff hopes. Again, you got the Giants at 87 and 50, the Dodgers at 86 and 51. The Padres have no shot at the division, but they have a shot at the playoff spot regardless against the Dodgers, who basically have that first wild card spot in the bag already, and we have a month left of baseball. As Woodruff pitches one outside, 2-1. The Colorado Rockies 2 games away from elimination at 63 and 74, and the Arizona Diamondbacks 45 wins on the year, and the count now 3-1 from Woodruff to Manny. The Arizona Diamondbacks, one of 2 teams in the National League to be eliminated from playoff contention, the other being the Pittsburgh Pirates. But if you look on Baseball Reference, there's a difference between how that's indicated. The 3-1 pitch is in the zone, full count 3-2 from Woodruff to Manny. 1 on, 2 outs, bottom of the third, no score. Throw to first to try and get Cronenworth, not in time. But because if you go on Baseball Reference, you see with the Pirates, it indicates E, eliminated. The payoff pitch, that is a foul ball. Down the left field line, puts Machado on one knee. Keeps the count at full. And the payoff pitch, that is a fly ball. That one going into center field. Back forward is Bradley Jr. Bradley running for it at the warning track. It is gone for a home run. Manny Machado. It's the first hit for the San Diego Padres and a big one. As that one just gets over the wall. It's a 2-run shot. 2-0 San Diego. It scores Cronenworth from first. It breaks the game wide open. And it gives Yu Darvish some breathing room. It couldn't tell from that pitch, but Cronenworth already had a pretty solid lead. Using that speed to get to second base, even if he didn't swing at that pitch, even if it got outside, he would have stolen second base easy. As we now go to Fernando Tatis Jr., sees a pitch go right by him for a strike.
Here comes the 0-1.
Manny has 24 home runs on the year, so there's definitely no surprise that he would show up with a big hit like that. The 1-1 pitch from Woodruff to Fernando is a fastball down and a little bit out in the zone, 1-2. And the windup and the 1-2 pitch, that is a check swing, but it's above the zone, and the first base umpire says he went. Oh boy, even in MLB The Show, the umpires don't like the Padres. We now go to the third inning, and oh boy. Oh, we have a glitch. Oh god. Oh, we had a bit of a freaking Madden glitch there, only it's not Madden, but it's close enough. After a 2-run shot by Machado, the Padres take a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the fourth. And we are now back in the top of the fourth inning. The Padres have the advantage now in the top of the fourth inning over the Milwaukee Brewers. Yu Darvish back on the mound. He'll face off against Avisail Garcia, who struck out against Darvish back in the first. First pitch is a foul ball. So back to the Baseball Reference thing. So there are 2 teams who are eliminated, the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. The Rockies are close, and the Cubs are close, but it's definitely not going to happen today. But if you look on Baseball Reference, The Pirates are eliminated, and it shows it has the letter E. For the Diamondbacks, it's not indicated by the letter E. It's indicated by a skull and crossbones emoji. I am not joking. You go on Baseball Reference right now in the standings, and it shows a skull and crossbones. That just shows to you how terrible the Diamondbacks have been this year. Especially against the Mariners. They had a shot against the Mariners for a couple of times, but now they have their number. As Darvish strikes out Garcia for the first out of the fourth inning. Second strikeout against Garcia. It is the fourth strikeout for Darvish today. As you now go to the shortstop, Travis Shaw. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirates are eliminated. They have 48 wins and 89 losses. The Cubs are 4 games back, but they have the longest winning streak right now of any team in the majors with 5, even though they have no shot at the playoffs. You hear on places like the Talkin' Baseball podcast that say, oh, the Cubs don't care anymore. Well, I mean, they've won their last 5 games. They're trying somewhat with what they have. First pitch from Darvish to Shaw is a ball. Starts off with a 1-0 count. 1 out in the top of the 4th. Darvish getting the sign from Caratini. The windup and the pitch is inside. Trying to break him ball, but the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Darvish struck out Shaw in 3 pitches to end the first inning. It was the only breezy at bat that Darvish had in that inning alone, is in the 2-0 pitch. This one slapped into right center field, goes over the head of Trent Grisham, the center fielder. Going in the second, sliding is Travis Shaw, and the Milwaukee Brewers have a shot to get a run on the board on a 1-out double. That one very well hit. That one into the gap in right center. Too far for Grisham. Way too far for Myers. Grisham just goes over his head. And the Brewers have their first runner in scoring position today on the Travis Shaw double. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. First pitch is a foul. Chopper hits the backstop behind home plate. And the count starts at 0-1. Darvish allowing a couple of hits, but so far has been really solid. Trying to preserve this 2-0 lead for the Padres in the top of the first, and the count now at 0-2. On a breaking ball, down in the zone. Darvish, the windup and the 0-2 pitch. That one is a line drive. I would say a ground ball. Very fast ground ball. Right next to the Brewers dugout along the third base side. Count stays at 0-2. The windup and the pitch. Another foul chopper. Jackie Bradley Jr. getting a piece of the last couple of pitches from you in this at-bat. The 0-2 pitch. That one is a pop fly. That one into no man's land in short right. Will Myers is under it, and he throws immediately to second. Tatis catches the relay right near the second base bag. Travis Shaw didn't even think about moving anyway. He stays at second base. Here's the second baseman, Keston Hiura. Flew out to Tommy Pham on the first pitch. Or on a 1-0 count on the second pitch that he saw in that at-bat. First pitch is a strike, an 0-1 count. That was a part of that 4-pitch inning that Darvish had in the second. And the 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1.
You have to almost be trying to think like the pitcher. Is he going to try to pitch around me, or is he going to come in the strike zone?
So the Padres are not playing today, but the Brewers are. And the 1-1 pitch is ripped down the first base line. Count a ball and 2 strikes. And the Padres will play against the Angels tomorrow. It'll be Blake Snell on the mound. And the 1-2 pitch, it gets away from Caratini. Throwing back to second. But way off line to Cronenworth is Caratini. The ball got away from him. Throws to second for good measure. As it'll be a 2-2 count. A foul ball keeps it that way. A 1-out double by Travis Shaw puts a runner in scoring position as they look to trim the Padres 2-0 lead. But that won't happen now as Darvish gets Hiura down swinging. While the Brewers got their second hit and a runner in scoring position, they could not get a run on the board as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
So now to the plate, Tommy Pham.
And we are now back in the 4th inning. Tommy Pham looking to add to the Padres' 2-0 lead. It'll be Pham, Grisham, and Hosmer. Brandon Woodruff, 40 pitches through 3 innings.
First pitch of the AB on its way.
And the first pitch to Pham is a strike call down the middle.
That fastball just registered 97 miles an hour on a night like tonight where it's super cold.
And the first and the 0-1 pitch inside. 1-1. So Tommy Pham struck out looking on 3 pitches to end the first. In a pretty quick inning for Brandon. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2 is a fastball way outside, but also clocking in at 98 miles an hour, and the 1-2 pitch is just outside, 2-2.
2-2 the count.
Other games going on right now, the Royals and the Baltimore Orioles in the bottom of the 9th. Royals leading by 1. The 2-2 pitch, a slider outside, another full count 3-2. Woodruff has not had a good history with that so far today, as in both full counts, he allowed a walk and the 2-run home run to Cronenworth and Machado. The count is full, 3-2, the windup and the payoff pitch from Woodruff. It is a ground ball under the glove of Pena, knocks it away in foul territory. He will not be able to throw, and Tommy Pham gets an infield single.
Most guys assume they're getting a 3-2 fastball in that count right there, guys.
And we now go to the center fielder, Trent Grisham. So right now, the Royals leading the Orioles 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out away from finishing that game. Going to the top of the 9th, the Mets lead the Nationals 3-2. The Red Sox leading the Rays 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th. The Pirates leading the Tigers 6-3 in the top of the 8th as Grisham sees a ball go by him outside the zone, 1-0. The Phillies leading the Brewers 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The Cubs trying to extend their winning streak. They had 5. They're looking to make it to 6 as they lead 3-2, but the Reds are threatening in the top of the 6th inning. This game would also help the Padres, too, because the Reds are a half game back from the second wildcard spot, so this is actually a game that the Padres fans should really look at. And the count now at 2-1 as Grisham fouls it away. And the games between the Giants and Rockies and the Dodgers and Cardinals are warming up at the moment, and one game has concluded, and that is a shutout for the Toronto Blue Jays against the New York Yankees, 8-0. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes, the windup and the pitch. That one a fly ball, that will go in the short right. Garcia is under it. This is a very slow fly ball, a lot of hang time, but he makes the catch. It keeps Pham at first, and it gets him for the first out of the 4th. And we now go to the first baseman, Eric Hosmer, who flew out to the center fielder, Jackie Bradley Jr. And we're going to check for a game with no ads. I'm going to check for a game with no ads next time. That's my goal. Woodruff in the stretch, and the first pitch to Hosmer is a fastball down the middle for a strike. And the games that have not started yet, you have the Mariners and Astros at Houston, starting at 4:10 Pacific time, and the next pitch is outside. It was a pitch out to try and get Tommy Pham. Pham doesn't go to first. The throw from the mound to first base is not in time. We got a game between the Twins and the Indians starting in a couple of hours, 3:10 Pacific Standard Time, and at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is the Rangers and Angels. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first base in the bottom of the 4th. The Padres leading the Brewers 2-0, looking to extend that lead in this 5-inning shortened game, which is something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, but it's mentioned now as Hosmer fouls one away past the third base side. The 2-2 pitch. This one slapped into center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. is under it. Going back to first is Pham. And it'll be the second out of the inning. Here's the catcher, Victor Caratini, who struck out swinging on 3 pitches against Woodruff.
Next to stand in is Victor Caratini. Comes into this at-bat.
So the Padres looking forward in the month of September is going to be very interesting. For the Brewers, it's really just waiting. Okay, when are they going to win the division? And the first pitch is a pitch out to Pena, who looks to throw to second again to try and get Tommy Pham. Doesn't do it. The windup and the 1-0 pitch, that is a strike down the middle, evens it up at 1-1. So the Padres, it's gonna be very interesting to see what's going to happen to them in the month of September with their upcoming schedule. They're going to play a lot against division opponents, and it'll be interesting to see where they'll place in the wild card standings down the line. And the 1-1 pitch, this one a ball, not a ball, strike right down the middle. And a throw from Omar Narvaez to second is not in time. It hits the ground, and Keston Hiura, the second baseman, tries to pick it, doesn't do it. Everything went by so quickly, but now that the smoke is cleared up, Tommy Pham gets a stolen base, and the Padres have a runner at second base. They throw to second's not in time, and still 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. The count now at 1-2 strikes. Ugh, that was a bit of a flub there, and the 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
And the 2-2 pitch outside, full count. So the Padres, because this is a 5-inning game, they might not walk up to the plate in the bottom of the fifth, which means that we're going to see the Brewers try in the top of the fifth. Make this a whole new ball game as Woodruff pitches a ball 4 outside, pitches a ball outside. It's a walk to Caratini, and for the first time all game for either team, there are multiple runners on base for Will Myers, who grounded out straight to the pitcher Woodruff. And Woodruff, the windup and the first pitch, a foul ball and away, and past the first base side, 0-1. And the throw to second, not in time, as Keston Hiura got to the bag at the last second. It looked like from that angle that it was going to go straight into center field. Saw that a couple times. Pretty easy to find if you search for it on YouTube. And the count now even at 1-1. Runners on first and second base for San Diego. And the 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Victor Caratini at first base on a walk. And Tommy Pham reached on a leadoff single to the third baseman Manny Pena. And the 2-1 pitch, this one slapped to left field and is caught by McKinney to end the inning. The Padres threatening to get runs on the board, but now that might not happen, and the Brewers will have one last chance to make this a whole new ball game. 2-0 San Diego. And we are now back in the top of the fifth inning. Yu Darvish back on the mound. The Padres, they have a 2-0 lead. They try to add a couple of more in the bottom of the fourth. They have not been able to do it. But now the Brewers, looking to not get shut out here today, will try to make this a brand new ball game here at Petco Park. The sun has set hours ago. The moon is up in the air. The light blending in from the stadium lights, overlooking the entire stadium, as Darvish will face off against Daniel Vogelbach, looking for his first hit. The hero who hit the grand slam yesterday against the St. Louis Cardinals. First pitch is a strike inside, 0-1. Yu Darvish allowing 2 hits and no runs. He has struck out 4. And is looking for the quote-unquote complete game shutout. The 0-1 pitch. That is just in the zone.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters
for a called strike 0-2. It'll be Vogelbach, McKinney, and Narvaez. And Darvish already on an 0-2 count against Vogie. Getting the sign from Caratini. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And a pitch inside, and it gets him for out number 1. Strikeout number 5 for Yu Darvish as he now goes to the left fielder Billy McKinney. He struck out against Darvish in the third inning. As you see this info, only analytics and scouts will really remember at the end of the day. RPM and really just more advanced statistics regarding that pitch right there. First pitch is a little out of the zone, 0-1. Or outside, but in the zone, 0-1. And Darvish getting the sign from Caratini. The Brewers looking for something, anything. The 0-1 pitch. This one's a fly ball. This one going to right field. Back for it is Myers. Myers is under it. He'll move a couple of steps to his right. And it will make the catch. That is the second out. The last hope for the Brewers in Omar Narvaez. He got a base hit in the third inning. It was the first one for the Brewers, but he was stranded at first base. The fans on their feet at Petco Park as Darvish looks to preserve their lead. The first pitch is up and out, 1-0. Darvish, the 1-0 pitch. That is inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Darvish has 5 strikeouts on the day, has not walked anybody so far. The 2-0 pitch, that is a foul chopper past the third base side, 2-1. And the pitch, it is a 3-ball, 1-strike count for Darvish against Narvaez. It's the first time since the first at-bats that he has had a 3-1, it's had a 3-ball count. And now it's the first time since the at-bat that he's had a full count. 3-2. Darvish in the stretch, the windup, the pitch. That is a foul ball. 2-0 San Diego. Top of the fifth, nobody on base, 2 outs. Darvish in the stretch, getting the sign from Caratini. The windup, the pitch, the fly ball. That one's in foul territory. Running forward is Hosmer. Hosmer is under it. This should do it. And the San Diego Padres have won this game 2-0 against the Milwaukee Brewers. A great performance by Yu Darvish. He gets the win. And with no question, the play of the game has to be Manny Machado's 2-run home run. Winning, Yu Darvish getting the win. Gotta probably pause that there. Yu Darvish getting the win. Brandon Woodruff getting the loss. No relief pitchers. A quick game. Bang, bang. There we go. 40 minutes in. And this has been a pretty interesting game. One that I've had on the back burner for a while, mainly because of how these two teams are currently doing in Major League Baseball today. Really, it just goes down to see what these two teams are going to do in the future. The Brewers are going to win the division. This is really, really safe take right now because they're 30 games above 500. They're going to win the division. And the San Diego Padres, they're fighting with the second place team behind the Brewers, the Reds, for the second wildcard spot. So it'll be interesting to see what both these teams do. For San Diego, I suggest you pay attention right now. For Milwaukee, I suggest you check in October. My name is Payne. This has been the latest MLB The Show simulation broadcast. The final score, San Diego 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Milwaukee, no runs on 2 hits and no errors. Thank you guys for listening. You guys have been fantastic, and we'll see you in the next, or I'll see you in the next video.